Let's look back first of all, shall we? We knew that Penabont would be a challenge, and it was, but we won 2-1. Obviously, you're happy with the result, but on reflection, what about the performance overall?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I would say about Penybon is it's always a difficult place to go to their place, because I think they're a really good team. I know they were missing, you'd probably say 3 or 4 of their regular players, I think, through injury and one through suspension. But having said that, I thought they were quite dynamic. They moved the ball well, they defended well, and were very well organised. I think Reece does a good job in terms of their organisation and tactical work. Every time we've played them, they've had mostly a different shape most times, and they've been hard to break down. So, yeah, having said that, I think it's always a difficult game there. So we're happy to come away with a 2-1 win. But in terms of ourselves, we certainly didn't start the game well enough, not just because we conceded, but just because our natural tempo, our intensity at the start, we didn't sort of play the ball and pass the ball as quick and as early as we would have liked. And I think probably the goal for us at that time settled us down. And then from then on, having watched the game back now a couple of times, we did improve a lot in that game and got better as the game went on, and where I thought there was probably only one winner, and that was going to be us, and we deserved to win. So from not so good a start to the finished product, we would definitely take that 2-1 win, and happy with some parts of the performance.
And still looking back, not that you'll need reminding, of course, but we've only had 2 clean sheets since November the 19th in the league. How much of a current concern is that for you personally, but also looking ahead to the European campaign next season?
Yeah, well, I think it's important to think about and look at how those goals are conceded, where they're coming from, what type of goals they are, and against what teams. So we do our research on that. We've got a very good video analysis department there, headed up by Connor, who gives us a lot of good statistics around those areas. And there's no hiding that fact. We'd like to keep more clean sheets, of course, but first and foremost, you want to get the win in the games. If you go behind in games, I think we've shown a lot of character so far this season to be able to come back and either get points or win games. So I think we've shown that side of it, but we would definitely like to concede less goals. There's no doubt about that. But I think looking at where we've come from and how much we've improved from the previous seasons, I think where we are, we've got to be happy with the spot we're in, but there is always areas for improvement, and that's certainly one of them.
And now back to the present. We have Flint United at home on Friday. Head to head this season, we've played them 3 times. We've won twice, very close games though, 2-1 and 1-0. 1-1-1 draw. There's a 33 points gap between the sides at the moment, but what we will know is that they will raise their game, they'll be fired up, and it will certainly be a demanding afternoon.
Yeah, it's always a physical contest when we play them. They've got good physicality from set plays. They put the ball in your box. They really put you under pressure from all set plays, whether it's a long throw, corners, wide free kicks. You can tell Neil Gibson, the manager there, does a lot of work on the training ground on them, and they're very well organised in terms of those attacking and defending set plays as well. I think looking at them in their last 8 games, they haven't had the run of form that they would have liked. I think they've drawn 1, and out of those 7 games, I think although there's been a lot of losses in there, they've only lost by 1 goal. So they've always been in the game, and that's how you'd probably describe the games against us. They had a very good performance, I thought, first half against us at their place in the last game. We went in 0-0, and we were really happy to keep that clean sheet we were talking about before, actually. But they have been close, like you say, tight games, and I expect probably something similar. I think here they'll be looking to defend well and get through to half time. They'll probably be trying to keep a clean sheet for that, and they've done that successfully against us before, but it'll be us to break them down. We're the home team. We want to be on the front foot, and we want to try and really take the game to them. But we're always ready for a physical battle. We're going to have to win our challenges, our 50-50s, our 1v1s, win the knockdowns, get the first contact, and then hopefully then our quality can come through in that game.
And how are the preparations going this week in terms of both on and off the pitch?
Yeah, preparations have been good. It doesn't matter whether we've won the league, however many points we're ahead, or wherever the other teams are that we're playing. We do it properly and we do it right. We know we've got a Welsh Cup final come the end of the season to look forward to, but it's about the here and now. We want to win as many games as we can and showing the improvements that we feel that we've made this season. So every game is still important to us. We're at home. Last time we were at home we didn't win, so we want to get back to winning ways this time.
And it is the Easter period, of course. We play Flint United Good Friday, then we will be at Newtown on Easter Monday. Does the fact that we have 2 games quite close together have a bearing on team selection for for the Flint Town game?
Yeah, it does, because you're looking at the physicality of the players, where they are in after a long season, after a hectic, obviously, European campaign, the cup competition, and then the league. So we do take that into consideration, but it's really done on an individual basis. Some players might need a rest, others don't need a rest, others are coming back from injury, some might need a little time out of the team, but maybe be on the bench and come on and impact. So we've changed the team a lot in recent weeks, you can tell that, the last 3 or 4 weeks, and we'll probably look to do the same again in the next 2 games.
And finally, following the game at Penabont last weekend, we did speak about Danny Davis, who suffered an injury. What's his particular situation at the moment, and what's the general availability likely to be?
Yeah, probably a little bit still too early to tell with Danny Davis. Obviously didn't look good when he come off the pitch, but he's been positive over the last couple of days. It's probably difficult to say how long he'd be out for. Could he be ready in time in the couple of weeks for the cup final? Possibly, but we don't know that yet. We'll probably need it to settle down for another probably 5 to 7 days to see where he's really at. I know he'd be desperate to play in that game, so we'll see how that one goes. Apart from that, we've still got Declan McManus, who's still coming back from injury. Not sure if he'll feature on the weekend either, but apart from that, mostly just some knocks and bruises, and the rest are all available.